Are you going to Iceland and don't know what to pack? Well, I can help you with that. I just came back from my 9-day Iceland trip, and I can assure you that planning what to wear in Iceland is essential because the weather is unpredictable.
Rainy day.
What a sunny day in Iceland.
It's just so warm, it's almost like a t-shirt weather, right?
It is.
You will explore different parts of nature.
Get the rainbow over there. Oh, I feel so safe.
So in this video, I'm gonna share what I packed for Iceland and what you need to bring Iceland, particularly during summer and shoulder month. Before I get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to this channel by clicking this button right here. I'm going to put out several videos in the next few weeks that can help you plan your first Iceland trip. Let's get into it. So first and foremost, what you need in Iceland is a good rain jacket. This rain jacket is not just for rainy days, but for waterfall days. What I didn't expect before I went to Iceland and I ended up absolutely loving was exploring the amazing waterfalls. You can actually get very close to some of the waterfalls, such as this, and this. With these waterfalls, you can get soaking wet really quickly.
You definitely need a rain jacket.
So what makes a good rain jacket, you might ask? It should be lightweight, so you can add layers of clothes depending on the weather.
I have 3 layers and then a rain jacket. I might actually add another one. And 5th layer.
Also, it should be breathable. It has this side slits, which is great for ventilation. I wear this jacket almost every single day during my Iceland trip, not just as a rain jacket, but as a regular jacket / windbreaker. Lastly, it should be waterproof and fast drying.
I'm soaking wet. Not wet at all.
Second essential thing you need to bring to Iceland is good hiking shoes. Unfortunately, I don't have the good hiking shoes to demonstrate right now because 9 days in Iceland totally destroyed my OK Timberland hiking boots. The thing is, you will definitely encounter some rocky and slippery trails.
Very slippery.
Also, if you have a plan to do a glacier hike, you must have hiking boots that go above your ankle. If you don't have hiking boots, the tour guides, they can rent you proper hiking boots.
Okay.
You bring your shoes on. The third essential item to bring is this. Wool hat or beanie or hairband. I was skeptical too about bringing a winter hat. However, I gave it a benefit of doubt and I'm so glad I did because even though the temperature in Iceland isn't that bad, what's worse is that it can get very windy. So having this not just kept me warm, but also kept my hair in control, which is very important. The next item I'm about to share is the rain pants.
This is where you need to put your rain pants on because look at me, I'm like really getting wet.
These were super helpful, but I only wore them like 3 times. If you don't mind get soaking wet like 3 times during your trip, you don't really have to purchase this. Unless you see yourself wearing these for other occasions other than this trip. I actually purchased them right before my trip and I pay around $90, which isn't cheap. To me, these were totally worth the money, super easy to put on and take off. Also, these dry super fast.
The pants are dry. Pants are dried already. It's been like 2 minutes, pants are dried.
So if I didn't have these rain pants, I wouldn't have been able to spend enough time behind the waterfalls and really have immersive experience. Speaking of pants, I'd like to share a little bit about what other pants I brought because when I was packing, I wasn't sure what to bring and I ended up bringing 3 other pairs of pants. I brought 2 leggings and 1 hiking pants. And I looked for fleece leggings because they are soft, relatively warm, and very stretchy. These hiking pants were also super nice. I wore them during my boat tour to Glacier Lagoon, and it was perfect because it's kind of waterproof and windproof. And my husband brought 3 pairs of cotton pants. They are hiking pants, and we were both pretty comfortable. Now let's talk about some accessories. I highly recommend bring a sling bag as opposed to crossbody bag or backpack because you have a much quicker access to the bag, because if you go like this, you just go like this and you have the access to the bag. Also, your hands are always free, so that's great. If you have to take it off quickly, you can take it off like this. During my glacier hike, I had too many layers of clothes because I was afraid that I might get really cold. In the middle of the hike, I wanted to take off fleece, and I was able to hang my fleece on these straps, so that was really helpful. Another useful accessory was this mosquito head net. You only need this if you are going to Iceland during summer and shoulder month. Especially, there are only certain areas that you definitely need this. And the areas are this and this. So I personally didn't go to this lake for sightseeing, but I stayed in a hotel nearby this lake, and I've never seen so many flies in one place. So in the parking lot, there are jillions of flies.
Can you see them? Like, let's see, I'll make it close so you can actually see them.
I felt almost like threatened. Having a mosquito head net like this will really make you feel safer.
So you wear a baseball hat with a cap like this, and you just go like this.
A little more, pull it more.
I'm actually proud of myself for being the only person wearing this mosquito net.
I'm giving up.
We're prepared. You need one?
I definitely need one.
Don't worry, I got you one. Bye bye, mosquitoes. Or flies.
I was driving out, leaving the area, and I saw many tourists coming back from the lake after sightseeing. And none of them had mosquito head net, and they were suffering. They were like waving hands in front of their face to push away mosquitoes and flies aggressively attacking them. And last but not least, this accessory is only for people who are traveling to Iceland during summer and shoulder month, when there is a 24 hours of daylight. So what you need is a sleeping mask. This kind of looks a little bit unusual. I was so concerned about the daylight thing, so I wanted to make sure that I bring eye pads that's gonna stay on my eyes so I can actually sleep. Turns out, all the hotels that I stayed in had a pretty good blackout curtains. So after just a couple of days, I ended up not using this at all. But you never know, so it's good to be prepared, but don't worry too much. Alright, so that's all I have. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe. I have more Iceland videos coming for you in the next few weeks.